Hey there, Maple Nuts. I am excited to bring you another garden walkthrough video. And yes, I'm here in front of my house and not in my actual garden, but I wanted to point out that this right here, you see that? That's a European fan palm, all right? My journey in gardening began with palm trees. By the way, for those that don't know, I am originally from Puerto Rico, okay? And I was born and raised there up until I was about 26 years old that I joined the US Army, okay? And before I joined the military, I was a palm tree freak. I started at 12. By the age of 14, I had double the amount of palm trees that I have right now in Japanese maples and conifers. That's how bad it was. Without any money, okay? I started from seeds and I grew them and I sold them and I trade them and I found every way possible to get my hands on pretty much each. There was the list of palm trees that I didn't have was smaller, way smaller than the list of palm trees that I had, because in Puerto Rico you can grow just about any palm tree known to existence, all right? To include European fan palms, all right? You can grow those there. European fan palms are pretty cold hardy to zone 8, and I happen to be in zone 8 alpha, so I'm able to grow that here. I haven't seen them in zone 7. I really don't know. You might be able, but I really don't think so, because these palm trees can take maybe 20 degrees, and teens it'll take it, but not for too long, okay? It cannot take 13 degrees for 2 weeks. It'll die, okay? So it is why this palm tree can be grown in the southern part of the United States. This right there that you see right there, and this that you see right here, this is my Empire Zoja lawn, which by the way, they just marked it today for my internet cable, but whatever. I'm pretty pissed about that, but it is what it is. Look at how beautiful this lawn is. It is amazing. It's an amazing lawn. However, it is not for lazy people. This lawn will put you, I mean, it's slow growing, but it is very susceptible to disease because it is so thick that it stays humid in a lot of area. That right there that you see, that's one of those diseases that I'm fighting. Well, I already fought and won. Now the lawn is starting to cross over and starting to fill in, all right? So we'll see how long it takes for that. It's gonna take long because this lawn, like I say, is very slow growing lawn, all right? So it is what it is. That's my Pindo palm tree. That's another palm tree that it's a little cold hardy, and I'm able to grow it here. I was struggling when I put it here first for a couple of months. It was between heaven and here, but it managed to stay here with me, and now it's looking pretty majestic. That right there is my Inaba Shidari, and this Inaba Shidari was the ugliest tree that I have gotten from a well-known nursery, actually. And literally this tree grew vertically, and then all of a sudden it just curved that way, okay? Nothing going up, just straight 90-degree turn. And that thing looked so freaking horrible that I mean, I was so upset. I remember when I got it. Anyways, I have managed to stake this branch right here. At first, I grabbed like a piece of twine, right? And I tied it to a concrete block, just pulling this branch like this, okay? And then I staked it, and it's pushing now a little bit. It's looking a little better. Still look like crap though. I don't like it. Anyways, that's my Hollywood juniper. My Hollywood juniper looked a little raggedy when I got it. I got it one of those sick discount at a big box store. What was it? It was a Lowe's, actually. It was sick. They gave it to me like 75% discount. I was more than happy to take it from them and take my risks. And guess what? Look at the tree, guys. Looking pretty amazing. pushing new growth, looking really healthy. Look at that. Amazing. All right. I love my Hollywood juniper. These are regular fan palms. You notice that some of them are taller than others, right? When I purchased them all the exact same height. They all look the same, except for, you see the house? You see this space right here? This one gets way more sun than the others back there. Therefore, the ones back there, they tend to push up more, right? Just looking for that sun, right? Well, what happens with that is that, yeah, they get bigger, faster, and they look prettier today. But what happens is that the trunk is the one that gets sacrificed here. And the trunk in a palm tree is everything. You do not buy a palm tree with a thin trunk. It's just, don't do that, okay? Versus this one is way smaller, but that trunk is way thicker than that right there, believe it or not. Which one is gonna make a better quality palm tree in the long run? Well, the small one will, all right? So that's all I gotta say about that. Actually, you can actually use the same thing in any plant. If you give it enough blue sky, a lot of blue sky and no sun, the plant is going to automatically just push up, okay? And that's how you end up with those really long whip type trees, because they're not getting the sun they need, and they're getting all that bright light on top, and they're trying to push up, just desperately looking for that sun. And you get a little piece of thin branch, 6 feet tall, but it's this thick, all right? And you don't want that, okay? And I known a lot of nursery that does that crap. Oh, I got a 6-foot tree for sale. When you look at it, it's a piece of shit, right? It's a whip, okay? Anyways, so here I got the blues. What is it? Feeling the blues, yeah. Deodar cedar. This I purchased super sick from Lowe's, and I got it at 75% discount. I paid maybe a couple of bucks for it, and look at it, how it's doing. It's doing so amazing right now. Look at all this new growth. I feel so proud of myself sometimes. Anyways, this right here, it broke the tapes of the stake. I need to stake this tree, okay? And I need to train it to really high, maybe 7-8 feet tall, before I let it go and let it weep from there, okay? So that's a working progress right there. That's my moonrise. Moonrise has not been doing great here in my garden this year, okay? And I'm not the only one, because I already seen a couple of posts and pictures out there of people struggling with their moonrise this year. I don't know what it is, guys. I really don't. All I can say is that I'm here with you. My moonrises have looked like crap the entire year, all right? This one looked decent. I put it on the ground, and I'm hoping that next year will be a much better year for my moonrise. Blue Point junipers, guys, these puppies right here were so sick when I got them. It's nuts, all right? I paid maybe about $5 for each of them. I got 3 of them, and I decided to just hit it with Miracle-Gro, put them in the ground, and keep hitting it on the dot every month, okay? And look at them. By the way, they were about this tall, okay? Look at that, 2 years, boom. All right, amazing. This is my other one, by the way. These Forever Goldies, there was nothing wrong with them, but I purchased them during winter at Home Depot, and they gave it to me for 50% discount. They were marked for like $40 or something. Is the price here? Yes, it was. Yes, it is. Look, $40. I paid $20 for each. I was more than happy to pay that for both of them. Bought them here. They were in perfect condition. They still look in perfect condition. There's a lot of compost though. The compost that I made, I put a lot of compost down there in these trees. I still feed them, but I don't have to feed them really. Johan have managed to dig itself out from the bottom pits of my shit list because by now I've I thought that it was gonna be crispy completely. All right, I put Johan here in the ground to test it out, and look, guys, the story about my Johan is look at you, get out, stop eating my leaf. Anyways, the story about my Johan is that I bought Johan from JR's Maple. I put it in the center of my garden, right? I was tired that day, right? I just drove to where he's at, about 3 hours away, and I drove another 3 hours back with my SUV completely filled with trees. I put them in the backyard. I took a shower, went to sleep, woke up next day. I did a couple of things. I know it was the afternoon when I finally got a chance to go to the garden and look at my trees, and Johan have gotten smashed by the sun, completely crusted in less than 24 hours. And that right there, I was like, wow, what a piece of shit tree. You know, in less than 24 hours, already crusted. So I put it on my shit list. I put this tree in the ICU area, which I'm about to show you. And it didn't recover, but it didn't got worse either. It just looked like crap the entire year, right? And you guys know that I was pretty pissed about Johan. And this year was a new start for it. It looked really nice, really beautiful, very promising. Put it here, and it's doing surprisingly, it's doing amazing. But you know, it gets sun up until 2:30 p.m. and that number is gonna keep increasing as the summer keeps progressing, and that heat just keeps cranking up in it. And I am going to put Johan to the test. Stay tuned for the updates on Johan. Moonrise. Let's just talk about Moonrise. Moonrise is just my other Moonrise. This one is the one that I got a lot of dieback. And guess what? I didn't even bother by it. It was a little sad, but I was like, I would have cut these branches anyway, you know? But here's the thing. I needed this tree to give up a lot of that top. And it is because I want this tree to concentrate and put more growth right here in this area right here, because it looks like shit, right? So that's exactly what it did. It gave up some of the top, and now it's pushing growth right here, right? And this branch right here, guess what? It's not exactly in the place I want it. It's okay, you know? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it grow. And then with a wire, I'm just gonna twist it this way, and this branch is going to fill this area up really nice, and hopefully throw more branches. You'll see. You will see. Stay tuned for that project. Shishigashira. We all know Shishigashira. What can I be saying about Shishigashira? I can't say much. You know, I put decent amount of growth. Look at that. All that this year. All that. All that. All that. Okay. It's doing fantastic. It's an easy tree to air layer. If you want to begin your journey in air layering, I highly suggest you start with Shishigashira, because you cannot jack this one up. I promise you. Here is my Orangeola. Orangeola is in my hero list, have been on my hero list, and will forever remain in my hero list because it is an amazing tree, guys. Look at this. All right, just a little surface burn. All right, and it is natural from Orangeola. Last year got the same. Under it, looking pretty amazing. Okay, now Orangeola right now is in the stages where it's gonna turn a little bronze in the surface where that sun hits, and then from there some of the leaves are gonna get crusted, and then it's gonna turn into that fall color, and you'll see an update. I'm gonna give you an update on Orangeola in my next garden walkthrough, where Orangeola is going to be even more bronze than what it is right now. You see that? Pretty nice. Okay, let's just talk about Hopdorf. I have not given you a video of Hopdorf, and there's a reason why, okay? This is my number two tree, okay, of all. My number two favorite tree is Hopdorf because I do not need to babysit this tree at all, guys. Nothing, okay? Just water, maybe a little fertilizer, and that is it. I don't need to find the perfect location for it because if not, the sun is going to burn it, and it's gonna put a world of hurt on it or anything. No, none of that stuff. This tree takes it like a champ, all right? And I haven't done a showcase on this tree because this tree looks the best midsummer while it's getting beat up by the sun. Because all these tips, the ends of all these branches, right? They turn pink, all right? And I'm waiting for that. You can tell that it's already starting that process, right? Look at this one right here. Boom. And I love when Hopdoor starts throwing those pinks, all right? So because of that one reason, I have not done a showcase, but I will be doing one very soon because it already started, okay? So let's give it a couple of weeks. You'll see the showcase on Hopsdorf. Mikawa Yasubusa, I'm not gonna say much about it. I just did a video a couple of videos ago. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post the link to it right there. You can watch. But all I have to say is that Mikawa Yasubusa is king of all Japanese maples. My beginning of my deep rabbit hole of Japanese maples is Bloodgood, guys. And guess what? Most likely it was yours too. A lot of people's beginning of their journey with Japanese maples is Bloodgood, right? It's a very common tree. And it is a very common because of one reason, because it's amazing. Look at that, right? It looks majestic. I don't baby this tree at all. I just put a little water there and that's it, right? Hardly fertilize it too. So this is the beginning of the journey of a lot of you guys. And if it was, do me a favor, just hashtag this video below with hashtag maple nuts. So I know that Bloodgood was the beginning of your journey because it was for me. I purchased two Bloodgood, this one, and then after that I purchased two more. I gave one away. I still got one right here that got a little bit of disease. I cut it back, but it's still doing amazing. And then after that, I went to a nursery looking for my emerald greens that I have on the side of my house. And then I saw some tamukiyamas about this size, maybe, yeah, about this size. They were selling it for like $300. I'm like, $300, man. That's pretty steep for a tree, you know? So what did I do? Naturally, I go to Google. And it's just Tamukiyama Japanese maple to see where I can buy one for cheaper. And then I just got hit in the face with all kinds of Japanese maples. I saw Mikawa Yasubusa, and then I saw that and I'm like, oh my God, I have to have this tree. I have to, right? And then I found some 1 gallons. Guess what? To the cart, right? And then I saw some Japonicums. I remember the first time that I saw this, Maikujaku. And you know how I bump with Maikujaku? I search on Google, what is the most beautiful Japanese maple? And if you do that, you're gonna find that somewhere it's gonna say Dancing Peacock Maikujaku because of its fall colors, right? And now I had to have a Maikujaku, right? So I got me Maikujakus. And then after that, look, boom, over 450 trees, right? And I am pretty sure that a lot of you guys are on that same boat with me, okay? I want to share that story with you because I kind of want you guys to know that I am no different from you. I'm here in the same mission, same boat, same shoes as you are, right? Um, I love Japanese maples. I love them. Okay, I love them very much, as you can tell. I love Japanese maple, but I just don't love Japanese maple. I love all plants. My journey didn't begin with Japanese maple. It began with palm trees, with lawn care, with house plants, right? And then boom, this just exploded here in like less than 2 years, right? So, anyways, let's just keep on talking right here about this area. This is my bonsai journey area, right? I've gotten almost all of these bonsais I've gotten from Creek House Bonsais and Nurseries. Actually, my most precious bonsais are from Creek House Bonsais and Nurseries, but I am struggling so bad with them, and it is why I stopped buying them. I stopped. And it's not that I'm not gonna buy anymore. It's that I need to train myself here. These trees are not cheap. We're talking about $200, $300, $400. I've seen bonsai that goes for thousands of dollars. Imagine you killing one of those trees just because you lack the knowledge, right? So I had to stop buying bonsais, okay? And I'm trying to get the trick of this stuff because right now I am struggling with this cascading nana so bad, so bad. Look at the interior, right? A lot of you guys might say that this tree is already done, right? To forget about it because that's how conifers tend to behave, right? But there's light at the end of the road, and it is, I know this tree is not gonna die or is not dying because the interior, boom, new growth, guys. The new growth is always what tells you if a conifer is dead or not. If you see a conifer like this, in this condition, and you look inside in the trunk and you see no new growth whatsoever, kiss it goodbye because it's done, okay? It's just that conifers take way longer to die than other trees, but deep in that root system is dead already, okay? So this is how I know that my bonsai is not dead. What was I doing wrong? Well, I was watering this tree like I water normally every plant that I have, not knowing that these trees right here requires way more water, twice a day, you know? Oh, by the way, I have a job. Some of you guys got a 9 to 5 job, right? I got a 9 to 7 job. That's what I got, right? And on top of that, guess what? I gotta take care of my trees. I have to record to give you guys content. I have to edit. I got married. Now I got a wife. I got a stepdaughter. You know, it's just adding up. My list of responsibilities keep growing. And you know what doesn't keep growing? My time available. I still have 24 hours a day. I don't have 26. I don't have 28. 24. Okay. So I'm struggling a little bit, and I want to apologize to you guys because I have been neglecting a lot of things in this garden, and you're gonna learn very soon what's happening, especially on that area right there, okay? I'm about to confess something to you guys. Anyways, so another Tamukiyama, here is a Sangokaku that I decided to put here, right? Sangokaku is fairly sun tolerant, okay? And I decided to put it here in the ground just to see what it does, okay? This is one of those trees that if I lose, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it because I could just go to Lowe's right now and just get another one, put it there, okay? It's nothing that it's not gonna be the end of the world. That's why it's here. Cereal is indestructible, guys. This tree is just cannot be destroyed, all right? So it's very sun tolerant. It's a lace leaf that grows upright and it looks amazing and beautiful. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna do very well. It hasn't pushed any significant new growth, but then again, I just put this tree here maybe 2 months ago or something. So let's just give it some time. I'm pretty sure it's gonna start pushing at least next year. I'm pretty sure it's gonna start pushing a lot of new growth. Let's just go right here because this area is very important to this video, right? Because this is where I get to confess to you guys a lot of my sins, right? I have sinned, all right? I need to apologize to you guys. So let's just begin with telling you guys that my cuttings are all dead, all right? Let's just start here confessing, all right? My cuttings are all dead, and let me tell you that the process that I used to make this cutting was not the reason. The reason was I neglected them afterwards. At first, I was really on them, right? And I had them with lights, and I started seeing popping out or leafing out, and I was excited. They look really healthy. By the way, I recommend this over that, all right? So sand and perlite is way better than organic. There's no doubt about that. A lot of my cuttings took here in this tub, and only a few took here in this organic material or the soil that I use for my cuttings, right? So they did took, I got cocky, I put them here, and I totally forgot about them. Weeks later, I say, oh my God, my cuttings. I come here, they're roasted, all right? So same thing with a lot of my graft. A lot of my graft took, I put them here, forgot about them, and now they are dead, all right? And they're still even attached to the trunk. That's how busy I've been. I haven't been able to remove the dead scion. But look, this one took. This is an Indian summer. Doing pretty nice. Look at that, Miss Piggy. Looking amazing, right? And I have a few other ones here and there. I don't know yet. They're there, okay? They're there. But I started noticing that a lot of them died as I was looking really closely into them. And I felt like crap, right? Because I do this content for you guys. You guys are trusting me, and here I am neglecting my work, right? Which it doesn't look good on my behalf. All I can say is that the videos are good. That's the right way to graft them. The aftercare is the most difficult of them. You have to control the humidity, right? You have to have the right humidity. They have to have light. You cannot water them too much, all right? The aftercare is really hard on graft, okay? And you got to get that right. That's the only thing I gotta say about that. Here is my ball cypress forest that I got from Creek House Bonsais and Nurseries. They're doing amazing, all right? At first, I thought they were dying because they're brown, but these leaves are not dry. They're actually good. Anyways, I talked to Robert about it. He told me that they're good. They're not dying, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and trust him because he's the expert at bonsaiing. I'm not, okay? And he's probably the expert at ball cypress. These are the first ball cypress that I own. I have never dealt with ball cypresses ever in my life, okay? All I know is that they require a lot of water, so I'm here watering every day. Here, it's like if a Japanese maple would have been here, would have been dead a long time ago, okay? Look at how much humidity is in here, and I can smell it. You know, it smells very anaerobic here, so we'll see, okay? Because this is the conditions that ball cypresses likes to be. In fact, they like it even more. If I were to put this in a tray of water, I'm pretty sure they'll do much better, okay? And I'm probably gonna end up doing that. I just need to find a tray large enough to fit this one in, all right? So here I got a lot of trees that are kind of on my shit list, really. So for example, my shitseas, my Urso Parmesan shitseas, they're doing wonderful, right? Look at how amazing they're doing. Look at that. The only reason why they're doing here, because they get no sun whatsoever. If I were to throw these trees outside to get blasted by the sun, they're not gonna survive, okay? This tree I got from Maple Ridge Nursery, all right? Well-known nursery. I got it. It's good. It's healthy. All right. And it was a 3-gallon tree. And judging by the trunk of this tree, it's about a 3-gallon tree. Okay. Has a nice flare. However, the root ball, I'm not too crazy about it. Look at this, guys. What do you see here? Right? There's no roots here, guys, whatsoever. The root ball is maybe this. Okay. And then the rest is dirt. So it's not a true 3-gallon tree. That's all I gotta say about that. Other than that, the tree looked amazing when it got here. Obviously, I can already tell that it cannot take a lot of sun. But other than that, it's doing great. Summer goal. Summer goal has been on my shed list last year, and this year, no difference. Hate it. I don't like it. I don't know about you, but I don't like this tree at all. It had potential to be a nice tree. Look at that. You know, very nice color. The edges are kind of reddish, right? And I bought it because of that, but it's just weak. It's a weak tree. That's all I gotta say. I don't like weak tree. I don't have space for weak trees here, right? And we're gonna go and talk about sensu, because sensu is another one that got me jacked up. These are all seedlings, guys. Seedlings that I've been growing from JRs that I bought him. They were like that, all right? Look at them, all right? They're good to go for summer grafting. I'll be doing some summer grafting, and hopefully I am not too busy to where I let my graft die again. I'm gonna see if I can pay a closer attention to my graft, all right? So this one here is rainbow, but this rainbow is like almost reverted completely. Look at that. I got a little bit of goodness on this tree, and then the rest is just crap. I don't know. Anyway, sensu. Sensu have managed to put itself in my shed list for all eternity. This tree is not for this area, guys. It's not. It died back. The dieback on this tree was so massive. It's incredible. Okay. Unlike my 6910, sure, it got crusted last year. It made a full recovery fast. And this year, it looks amazing. Incredible. Look at that, guys. Perfect. Nice seeds, too. I have a seedling from 6910. Of all the seeds, only one took. And I have it. It's alive. We'll see what I get from that. But 6910, on my hero list. I got there my Ukigumo. My Ukigumo is the only place where I can keep it and give me a little bit of that Ukigumo thing that people keep talking about, is behind this 6910 getting no sun whatsoever. Look at that. This is the only section where I get to like appreciate, you know, some of the whiteness of this tree. Other than that, I don't think I'll get more. We'll see next year, okay? We'll see, but I'm gonna keep right here where it likes it. Maybe I can get full white, at least this branch. Who knows? Let me see right here. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about Indian Summer. Indian Summer is one of those that I raccoon the living hell out of this tree. Actually, that's one graph. I just show you one. For scions, I gave scions away, and then I used some scions on my video. And right now, I feel like I don't need to touch this tree anymore for at least 2 more years. I'll let it grow, let it be, and we'll see, because I would like to keep grafting this Indian Summer. That right there, almost 9 feet tall, is my Germain's gyration. I believe that my Germain gyration is the tallest Japanese maple that I own right now. And I think it's taller than my Bloodgood. All right. So I don't know what I'm going to do. It's super skinny. It's kind of in the weak side right now because it's so skinny. So we'll see. I think I'm going to pull this tree out to get a little bit more sun, to get it to thicken up a little bit. All right. So we'll see. Okay. I'll keep you updated on Jermaine's gyration. This right here, my sharp pygmy. Sharp pygmy had another section right here that died off last year. I don't even know why. I think it was like a disease around the trunk, or maybe some squirrels got to it and ate the cambium layer. I really don't know. It just simply just died, all right? I was thinking about air layering the rest of this tree right here, okay? And keeping this, because this section right here is pretty damaged, okay? And I don't know what's gonna happen here. All I know is that I need to think about something, and I need to think about something fast. I mean, it got a large portion of the cambium layer right here that is good, and right here too, but this whole section right here is completely damaged. So this section is not sending anything to this tree, okay? So I don't know what's gonna happen further down the road. I am sure I'm gonna have some problems, all right? So I think I'm better off if I were to air layer right here. And yes, I'll have a much weaker tree and I need to take care of it more because it's no longer on a palmatum rootstock. But I think it would be the best thing for this tree. Don't know yet, I'm debating it. Actually, you guys tell me in the comment section below. All right, guys, let's just go through this area right here. We got Jerry Schwartz sitting right here. And Jerry Schwartz, the cultivar, has managed to rise to the upper level towards the hero list. I believe that I put Jerry Schwartz in the shit list, but it was more personal. I don't have anything against the cultivar. Jerry Schwartz is an amazing tree, actually. It put on a show this spring. The only thing about it is that the people that grafted this tree, I don't know what the hell's wrong with them, you know? They're broken, I think, because the rootstock is thinner than the actual tree. Look at that, skip leg days. How does this even happen? I don't know, but there you go. That's where we at with my Jerry Schwartz. So I love the cultivar, I don't love mine. Both of them are the same. Anyways, here's Kurohime. Kurohime was my number 2 tree for a long time, and it got knocked down by Hopsdorf, and then got knocked down even more by Hanamatoi, because Hanamatoi right now is sitting on my number 3 favorite trees. All right, so I'm so sorry, Kurohime. You are still on my top 5. I still love you, but there are some other trees that I love a little bit more than you. Don't get jealous though. These are Misty Mikawas and Maydays. I said this, and I'm just gonna keep saying it again, probably for all eternity. Guys, you don't need to fight over a Mayday, all right? It's a shit tree. It doesn't take sun well. If you are lucky, let me tell you, if you are lucky, the luckiest, you might get 2 weeks of yellow color on a Mayday. And then that's it, guys. That is it. And guess what? The year has 52 weeks. 52 is what you get. All right? 50 of those weeks, your tree's gonna be either out of leaf or boring green. Don't go fight and raise wars online because you lost on a purchase on a Mayday. You really, I mean, you're not missing out on anything. That's all I'm trying to say here, okay? So I gave one of them away, okay? I gave one to a lady that she was sad she couldn't get one. I told her, look, man, I'll give you one of mine. Because the reality is, I don't feel too crazy about them. I don't have any respect for Mayday, okay? I have a little bit more respect for Misty Mikawa. Misty Mikawa color holds for longer. Not much longer, but at least you get a little bit more out of a Misty Mikawa than a Mayday. That right there is a Mikawa Yatsubusa, all right? You know how I feel about Mikawa Yatsubusa. This is an experiment, actually. I wired the hell out of this tree, and made it super wide. I don't know why I did that, because this tree is actually wide by itself, but there you go. Me experimenting, you know. I wanted to turn this puppy into a bonsai, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna grow it. That is a Miss Piggy, looking amazing. These are cedars. One is Electra Blue. The other one is Glauca, whatever it is, Atlantica or Atlanta Glauca, and then the other one is Horseman. Out of all of them, I like the most. I like my Horseman. I know that I said that Electra Blue, I like it, but I really don't know. It's starting to look more like a common cedar that is just blue than this Horseman, all right? Now, I may change my mind. All I can say is that these Horsemen have put massive new growth this year. Look at that. Everywhere, okay? So I'm pretty impressed by my Horseman, and I have to keep staking it because I know this Horseman is just gonna, all right? So anyways, let's keep on going. Jordan, I need to kick him out to the sun and give it a nice little test. Here I have my Hogoromos. One is Hanesu, and then the other one is, I don't even know. Not gonna even go there. Not even worth it. I'm losing, or I was losing my icebreaker, guys. Let's just go ahead and look at my icebreaker. And it's sad, guys, what happened. The sun got to it, all right? Which is kind of idiotic because this icebreaker took full sun all year last year and never showed any signs of anything. But this year, however, look at that. All the surface, all this was completely full. And now look, it's a hole here. The good thing about it is that, look, it's giving me new growth. You know, I can see signs of life, you know. So I know this is not dead or dying, okay? It's just hurt. So sad. Anyways, let's just go ahead and put it right here where it is a little bit more protected, all right? Here, our realm. Our realm have managed to dig itself towards one of those bottom places on my shit list that you can't even possibly imagine, all right? So our realm was my last to leaf out, and on top of that, it leafed out like crap. Holes on leaf, and it leafed out like that. That's not animals or insects that got to it. It actually leafed out like that. It leafed out all deformed, and it wasn't even over water. I checked my water, man, and I don't really know what the hell happened to my realms. All three of them look like crap this year, just like my my moon rises, all right? So I'm puzzled about it. I don't know what the hell's going on, so I'm just gonna ignore it, all right? We'll see what happens next year. Here is Dark Knight, guys. Dark Knight, I feel like the name Dark Knight should have been kept for something a little bit more worthy, you know? Hell, I like Celebration more than Dark Knight. And Dark Knight has a cooler name than Celebration, you know? Dark Knight's a piece of shit. I don't like it, you know? That's what it comes down to. I don't like it at all. Doesn't have anything interesting, nothing to offer. You don't need to go out and out your way to get one, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Don't buy that crap. Waste your money. Here is Strawberry Spring. So Strawberry Spring have been getting blasted by the sun the entire year. And look at it. Look at these reds. Strawberry Spring has the most richest red of, well, First Flame got it. But after First Flame, Strawberry Spring would definitely take it. Some of the most richest red that you can find in a Japanese maple. And actually, you know what? Let's just put that for debate right now. I don't know. You guys tell me, all right? Cause so we have right here first flame, strawberry spring. I really don't know, man. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna give it to strawberry spring, and I'm gonna tell you why, okay? And it's just not about the color, right? Strawberry spring has something that has some leaf interest. Like these leaves are very unique compared to kind of the regular Japanese maple leaf that you get with the first flame. Don't get me wrong, first flame is an amazing tree. If you were to tell me, oh, I'm gonna give you one of two trees of first flame or strawberry spring, I'm gonna pick the first flame, all right? Hands down. But I'm liking this strawberry spring. The only reason why I'll pick the first flame would be because it's harder to find, okay? If strawberry spring would have been harder, I probably would pick strawberry spring. But the leaf interest is definitely what I like it more, all right? So strawberry spring wins. Boom, all right? So here, talking about that, another one that got me pretty amazed is Ruby de Sofia, guys. Ruby de Sofia has those nice reds getting blasted by the sun, guys. I can tell you that it made it to summer, okay? We're literally days away, and I'm not planning on moving this tree out of here. All I can say is that it's starting to show some signs that it should be about that time to start thinking into moving this tree, but I feel very satisfied knowing that Ruby de Sofia took this much sun. Guys, it was horrible here for the past couple of weeks. Horrible. Like miserable hot here. On top of that, we were getting a lot of rain, a lot of humidity. It was horrible, okay? Miserable. Anyways, let's just keep going this way. And we got right here and Irene, Orange Dream, and Blue Moon here, looking pretty fantastic, throwing that neon green colors that we all like. I love it. I know that Blue Moon is very susceptible to powdery mildew. It is one of the first ones that gets it somehow. And my Golden Falls is they're both very susceptible to powdery mildew. They are literally the first two trees that get that stuff, all right? Sadly, it is what it is. I don't worry much about that because at the end of the day, I don't really treat it. I don't treat my trees for none of that stuff. If it happens, it happens. Guess what? By the time it gets powdery mildew in fall, guess what? They're gonna drop leaf and then it's just gonna go to sleep. I don't waste money in product for that, all right? Guys, it is getting dark. So let's just go right here. I'm gonna talk to you about my red Sentinels. Little story I got for you guys. Anyways, here it is. My 50% shaded area number one. Here it is, my Esk sunset, where it will remain here for all eternity, I guess. I'm gonna have to just keep cutting it so it doesn't overpass the 50% shade, because if I were to put this tree outside, I don't think it'll last a day. I don't think it's gonna take it one day. It's not gonna take it. All right, this is just gonna get scorched. This tree is not for here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Anyways, this tree is not for here. So, I don't know. I already gave one away. I may end up giving this one away, sadly. I don't know yet. Anyways, let's just keep on going. Higasayama, guys. Look at that puppy right here from JR's Maple, of course. Looking pretty fantastic in every way, shape, and form. Look at my Golden Falls, right? And Golden Falls is looking amazing. No powdery mildew yet, but it's just gonna happen. There's no way I can prevent that. So I'm not gonna spray anything on it either. So here we got my Lillian's Jewel, guys. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Woo! I'll never get tired of looking at Lillian's Jewel. Never. I got that huge tree from Maple Stone Ornamental last year. Of course, it wasn't that big, right? It was a 2-gallon or 3-gallon tree. I don't know yet, but yeah, it wasn't that big. Obviously, put a massive amount of growth here in this 50% shade area. Guys, look, man, let me tell you something, okay? Of course, you're gonna see these spots on my trees, all right? Because I don't treat for Philosticta either. You can, but I don't do it, okay? That's Philosticta. It's a tree that I'm not gonna do any showcase or show in my channel, except for right now, obviously. But other than that, all my trees here are looking fantastic. All of them are super healthy in this 50% shade area. Guys, if you can get a 50% shade cloth somewhere in your garden, I promise you, your Japanese maples are going to appreciate it, and they are going to pay you back too. Look at the amount of new growth that I'm getting out of this Uenoyama this year, from here to here. Look, super healthy. All my trees are super healthy in this 50% shade area. This is where I keep a lot of my most valuable trees here. Actually, all my maple stone ornamental trees are here. All of them. Because they're precious trees to me. Okay? Look at my Hanamatoi. My Lillian's Jewel from them. Brocade. My Frosted Purple. Strawberry Spring. There's one right here. And then my Autumn Moon is from him. You know, I got a lot of trees here from him. Okay? And look, this Ariadne putting massive new growth. And it's getting dark here. It's kind of sad that I'm not able to really show you, you know. My $96 butterfly from Home Depot, guys. Look at this. And I like this butterfly, right? Because most butterflies that I see, actually, all butterflies that I have seen online, they're backwards, bro. They're like a lot of green and like little white. But somehow this tree is more white than green. From far away, it looks completely white, right? Isn't that amazing? So yeah, I keep this tree here. You got a little bit of surface burn from the very hot late afternoon sun that shoots from here. Poof, it just hits it right here, okay? It's all good. Last year it happened. I'm not even worried about it. Here it is, my 2 red Sentinels, all right? I purchased both of them for, I don't even remember anymore, okay? Let's just say $75, all right? I'll put the price somewhere here, okay? So I purchased these 2 trees, super cheap, 5-gallon red Sentinels from Home Depot. Decided to give it a try, and both of them showed up here in horrible conditions. Keep in mind that they are still in horrible conditions. But I decided to make a series of these trees, for these trees, a series, right? And I actually began to do this series, and I recorded this series. And to tell you the truth, I am about to bring those videos back, okay, and edit them to where it doesn't look as horrible as they did. Because at the end, I was so disgusted because I started putting these trees in new pots. It was this type of pots, right? And I did the video where I repotted these trees because that was step number 1 for me. to put them in brand new pots with fresh new soil, because the soil that these trees were on was crap, completely crap. All right, so I scratched the entire project as soon as I started digging and found out that the root system of this tree looked completely dead. I saw not even one viable root in any of them, right? So at that point, I was mad. I got mad and I called Home Depot and I told them, look, man, these trees are dead. I already checked the root system. They're completely dead, all right? So I want to return them. I want to return them both. And they told me, yeah, we're going to send someone here to come pick them up. They never showed up, right? Obviously, I'm not going to give it to them with the brand new pots. So I put them in the same pots, except for fresh new soil. So I put them there, put them in a corner of my house, and they never came, right? A couple of weeks later, I called back. Guess what? They gave me the money back for both of them. So right now, these two red Sentinels, $0. I pay for them, right? And now I'm looking at them. Look, brand new growth everywhere. Everywhere. Keep in mind, I did cut. This one was like 8 feet tall, and I cut those tips because they were completely dead, right? But look, brand new growth everywhere is showing signs of life. Okay, so guess what? The series is back on from zero to hero. Stay tuned for that series because I'm getting back on it, and I am going to show you guys how I bring these trees from literally shit, from death. They were dead, all right, all the way to majestic looking red Sentinels. And when I finally get this tree fully recovered, one of them is gonna go between my forever goldies, all right? So stay tuned for that, guys, because that series is coming, and it's coming hot, all right? So what do I gotta say about here? This Nishiki, what is it? Toyama Nishiki. I put this tree here from Maple Stone Ornamentals. Actually, it shouldn't be here, but I put it here purposely because I want this tree to get sun. I want to punish this tree a little bit, its capabilities. And guess what? It's been here the entire growing season, and not even one little sign of sunburn. Look at that, guys. It's just amazing, right? So I'm testing a lot of these trees. I did that with this, and it took a whole lot, but obviously it started getting a little bit burned. So I put it in this corner. So it took almost all spring. This one, where it's about to be summer real soon, and it's not even showing not even one little sign of sunburn. Toyama Nishiki is on my hero list just for that. These right here are my Mikawa seedlings. Remember those Mikawa seeds? The only thing is that I don't see any. Where are my Mikawa type trees here? I don't see anything. All I see is just regular palmatum seedlings. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm just gonna give it more time. If the worst, you know, I'll just use them to graft other trees on, you know. And this is my one. By the way, this whole seed tray is a complete fail, but I got one 6910 seedling right here. Only one survived, okay? I had 2 that popped, 1 survived. I have 5 butterfly that popped, then did not survive. 0 moonrise popped, and 0 viridies popped, all right? So that's the final number on that. So I'm just gonna grab this little puppy right here. I'm gonna put it in a pot, and then I'm gonna use this seed tray, and I'm gonna pop my Pindo palm trees in this same soil, all right? So that's my next plan. All right, guys, so to talk a little bit about the trees that I got right here, I don't have enough to say about them. Obviously, Mikawa Yasubusa, this tree right here, this Shishigashira, I'm making a bonsai tree out of it, and rightfully so, it deserves it. So look at that puppy right there, trunk looking amazing. Yeah, it's gonna be turned into a bonsai. I will be air layering the heck out of this tree, and I will be posting video on the entire process where I take this tree from what it is right now to a full bonsai. Stay tuned for that. Kurohime, this one is not doing great. And I'm gonna tell you right now what I did. When I repotted this tree, I got a little cocky, all right? And I do that sometimes. I mess around with the root system just a little bit too much. And I put a world of hurt on it, and it has a lot of dieback on this side where it doesn't get enough sun. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Kurohime is gonna make it. Kurohime is a strong tree. A mini, kind of the same thing. I repotted this tree and I messed around a little bit too much with the root system. Got a little bit too cocky, and it's not as vigorous as last year, but nonetheless, it's looking pretty fantastic. Nothing bad to say. I will be air layering this tree as well. Taroyama is a piece of shit tree. I hate it. I don't like it. Never did. Even when I bought it, I didn't have any high hopes for it, but there was a lot of hype around this tree at the nursery when I was there. So I fell for it. I regret it every second of my life. Don't get a Taroyama, guys. Piece of shit tree. That's another Kurohime is doing much better. I got it from JR's Maple, and wow, what can I say about it? All right, it's getting dark. I need to hurry the hell up. Japanese Princess, of course. This video I can't post this video without talking about Japanese Princess. Japanese Princess is a shit tree, guys. It's a beautiful tree, don't get me wrong. It leaves out really beautiful in spring. And if you keep it in a fairly shaded area, it's gonna do amazing. However, you put this tree in the sun, it's gonna go to hell. And it's already doing that, all right? Look at that, surface burn. I cannot keep this tree here, okay? Now, I gotta find a place, special place to put this tree because I need to baby it. And I hate babying trees. Japanese Princess will most likely forever remain on my shit list. It's not a bad tree. It's not an ugly tree. It's just a weak tree, all right? I hate weak trees. So, let's just talk a little bit about my Shiraz and Geisha Gone Wild before I decide to just close this video. Wow, look at the colors on this Shindy Shoyo. Amazing. I'll be air layering this puppy this year. Stay tuned for that. Geisha Gone Wild and Shiraz. A lot of people say that Geisha Gone Wild is Shiraz and that Shiraz is Geisha Gone Wild, but that is not the case, guys. Shiraz is Shiraz and Geisha Gone Wild is Geisha Gone Wild. And I already kind of proved that in one of my videos on my Facebook group. If you want to look at it, go ahead and join the Maple Nuts Facebook group, where you're going to be able to see how you can differentiate, how you can tell them apart, all right? I don't know how to say the D word, all right? Anyways, so yes, mainly or basically is they are both, they throw those really bright pinks and kind of reds, right? Well, in the Shiraz, they're kind of inverted. One has more of the red, the one that turns into green, and I'm going to show you very soon. And the other one throws a little bit more of that really bright, super bright pink, and it turns into kind of white, right? Look at that. You see that? You see that? You see that? Okay? In the Geisha Gone Wild, guys, it is backwards. Look at that. Look at that. You see that? Okay? That is how you can tell them apart. Voila. Okay? So other than that, not a whole lot of people know. I've seen a lot of people YouTubers saying that Geisha Gone Wild is Shiraz and Shiraz is Geisha Gone Wild, and no, it's not. That's not the case. All right. So I think this is it, guys. Yep, this is it. This is my garden walkthrough for the closing of spring 2024, welcoming summer of 2024. I hope that you guys enjoy this video, and if you guys did, please consider subscribing and hit that thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm so I can at least get a little bit more of subscribers, because as you guys can see, I need them desperately. Other than that, I got nothing else for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay nutty, my friends.